Just a little bit about myself. Thanks, Ming, for inviting me. I'm here not to represent my company, but to probably represent the healthcare. And I have been, working in the healthcare sector for a long, long, long time, and also has been sitting on the boards for multiple multinational companies, ranging from food, ingredients, condiments, and specialty packaging. I'm very glad to see a couple of my colleagues where I sit on the boards, like from Lee Key Group and also from Aptar here. And so throughout all of these years of experience, and also happy to report that tirzepatide from Eli Lilly is very hot now. And 7 years ago, I led the global commercial assessment of tirzepatide. And was very, didn't expect it's making such a big impact now across the world. And also in my nighttime or weekend time, I'm also an executive coach and published a book by Fudan University, and it's becoming a bestseller. So very happy about that as well. So today, I think every one of you will agree with me. I think the previous couple speakers already mentioned that AI is everywhere. And we like it or not, and it's coming at a pace that we probably did not expect 10 years ago, right? And, the 10 billion, just leave it because it's not really accurate. It has a very narrow definition of what the 10 billion here means. But I think you would agree with me that it's coming to every aspect of our life. And also, I think I'm very proud to say that Chinese are very, very much embracing the digital world, and also now including AI. Even with my father, who is like 86 years old now, I think the ordinary people are very much embracing these changes. So today, I probably will cover these three aspects, focusing on healthcare, how AI is reshaping the healthcare sector, and what are the investment opportunities, because I think in the audience there are many investors, and also what are the risks, challenges, and hard truths that are emerging already here. So when I say AI is reshaping the healthcare landscape at every level, there are so many of them. And I would just probably pick three aspects today. This is only probably represent like 10% of the whole thing, but I'm just picking. It doesn't mean it covers all. It's only really three things I pretty much picked up. One is R&D in pharma and the medtech space. I use pharma as an example because that's a space I have worked for a long, long time. And think about the drug discovery process. And it's even from target identification and validation to IND filing. IND stands for investigational new drug filing. It usually takes, in the older time, it takes 4 to 6 years. But now with AI's help, AI designed drug, it's only up to 12 months. And with the advancement of AI technology, that time frame is even going to be shorter, okay? And basically this will be revolutionary. So I'm optimistically expecting in the next 10 to 20 years, no disease is not curable. That's my hope. And also, not only in this drug discovery, basically it's early stage of finding a new drug. And in clinical trial design, AI can also be very helpful. For example, matching, making the clinical site much easier and finding the right PI. And there are many, many aspects. And also literature mining. AI is probably already very commonly used now, trying to identify the right literature and in the field, and really helping the PIs and the researchers to find the most relevant literatures. In the precision medicine and the diagnosis space, and You probably already read a lot of them. For example, there are already in use, I'm using mammogram as an example, right? And with AI's help, the machine can read those images much faster, much accurate than the radiologist. So we were joking the other day that, does that really mean that radiologists will lose their job in 3 years or 5 years? Possible, I hope not. But that basically tells you it's coming at such a fast pace. And also, because of AI embedded imaging equipment now really enable much faster scan for the patients. Usually the CT are very picky. You as a patient, you have to lie down this position, not that position. And now the CT machines have become much faster because they can auto-position the patient. Even you don't lie down in the right position, they can recognize it and auto-correct. And also, what that means? That means the patient probably will get much more reduced radiation exposure. So those are just a couple quick examples that you probably relate with your daily life. And also, when it comes to commercialization actually, with AI's help, we are already able to identify the right physicians, the right customers. For example, in the States, you are able to, by studying multiple databases, including prescription data, including the patient population this specific doctor treat, to identify the right customer. So your time spent in the field will be highly efficient. And also, when you have a new product coming to the market, commercialization, ready for commercialization, with AI's help, it can simulate payers' response. And Donald Trump issued an executive order just yesterday saying that he's ready to cut the drug price, right? And, dealing with the payer in the new product launch stage is a very important step for pharma companies. And with AI's help, they are able to simulate what the payer's response could be. And also, when I'm ready to launch my commercial strategy, with the AI's help, they are able to kind of like search all the previous drugs that has been already in my market, and it can really help me optimize commercial strategy. So those are just a couple quick examples that we have been seeing. What it means to the investors, right? I do see it opens many, many doors for the investor. Again, those are just a very small portion of AI's application, and that investors may consider. I actually only gave 3 examples, right? And the first one is AI native biotech platform. There are many companies, and I'm not naming the companies, and but I just categorize them so you understand what I'm saying. There are companies out there that has been using AI as a primary engine for drug discovery, not only as a supplementary tool, but a primary tool. And I see those companies are making huge differences, and they are working collaboratively with the traditional pharma companies. And also, companies has been using machine learning to study many cellular images and really trying to find the relationship between the drugs and the disease, basically speed up the process of finding the druggable drug candidate, okay? And when I say druggable drug candidate, really, I mean the trying to find out through studying thousands of patients' images or clinical records, trying to find out what are the specific mutations that is related with this disease. And also, infrastructure and enabler is the second category in my example, right? And it's what it means. Real-world data lakes is a kind of, relatively speaking, newer term. What it means is just think the way that there are lakes of patient records, lab record, insurance claim data, and all of those actually are coming to one huge database, and all in different format. But the AI is helping you make sense out of all of those data. And there are companies specialized in that. And also federated data learning. What does that mean? That means because of patient privacy concerns. So lots of times organizations have concerns uploading the data, even even without the patient information. People still have concern. So what they do, they have the data within the organization by local learning, but uploading only the model. So we call that as a federated data learning. So that is really balancing, protecting the patient privacy, and also, but still enable collaborative learning. And also AI native CROs. CRO stands for Clinical Research Organization, and usually is our very important partner in drug discovery and development. And now with AI native CROs, they are revolutionize what they have been doing, and they have been really incorporate AI from day one, and then enable them work much faster. And cross-sector convergence, that's my observation just because of my board services. And I had been really seeing, it's really becoming blurring between food and medicine. Just think of ginger as an example. Ginger in China is it's a typical food, but it's also kind of like a very typical traditional Chinese medicine as well. When we see those emergence of food and medicine, what we see is people are using the precision medicine concept in the food industry and sector. Really, for example, they are using the precision nutrients concept, meaning with AI's help, you are able to synthesize the nutrient components in the lab, and also making sure you match the specific nutrient ingredient with your metabolic profile. It's very powerful. It is really trying to make sense of the food to serve your body better for the health being of human. And of course, with AI, we like AI. We are all very excited with AI, but always because it's related with healthcare, there are lots of concerns, risks, and some of the hard truth. I just gave a couple of those, and data quality. Healthcare data is very fragmented. What I mean by fragmented is, you have this different organizations, and they don't talk to each other. They are, because of patient privacy, because of all other regulatory requirements, it's highly fragmented. We all know that. I think even in China, the government is trying to push, to make it, to break these silos is still very hard to proceed. And unstructured, what I mean by that, unstructured, you have these doctor's notes, which is in text format. You also have patient images, right, which is in the image format. It's hard to make sense from all of those together for this one specific patient. And also it's biased. What I mean by that, biased is still, our clinical trials are still very biased and underrepresented. Meaning like it's probably only represent, for the most part, Asian population or Caucasian population. It's not truly represented the whole global population. So, and also I think AI is getting to the healthcare because it's related with each one of us health. And people are still highly speculating, right? And can I really trust? Can I really trust the AI interpreted result, for example? Although I think very famous health institutions like Mayo Clinic is trying to really incorporate both AI and the doctors into the workflow. It's making good progress, but it's far from gaining everybody's trust. And also, we all know that healthcare is a highly regulated sector in the industry. And our regulation is not there. It's not there yet. Obviously, you need to catch up to match our fast growth and our fast emergence of AI's application in healthcare. And it's not like FDA or other regulator does not want to do it. It's just because the nature of the black box. Sorry, I call it a black box. It's because you have, what I mean by a black box is you have the input, you have the output, but you don't know the thought process. When you don't know the thought process, then you don't really know, can I trust it, right? So I think the regulators also facing these challenges, but here is the good news. I circled, those friends who are at the back may not be able to see it. It's all happened in the past month. And as recent as last week, FDA announced, completion of the first AI-assisted scientific review pilot and aggressively, set up an agency-wide AI rollout timeline. So by June 30th, they will have across all FDA centers, they have to have a skill use of artificial intelligence internally. That's a really good sign. They are embracing this. And also, I'm actually very happy to see that OpenAI and FDA are holding tasks, have been holding talks for quite a few times now, trying to use, call it CDER GPT. You all know CDER is an agency that review the drugs, and now they are trying to collaborate with OpenAI. And also, because I'm actually a dog mom, so when I see that FDA announced plan to phase out animal testing requirement for monoclonal antibody and other drugs, I'm so happy. Because how many animals we use during human drug testing? So now with the AI's help, it is possible that we do that in the lab without an animal. I just hope that day will be today. But it's good that FDA is making very serious effort to make all of this happen. And all of this happened in the past month. And I expect that in the near future, in the very near future, there are more and more regulation will come to life. So, and we will see more positive changes, not only save cost, because less use of animal means save cost as well, right? And that will help us save cost, but also protect, those animals' well-being. So now just want to quickly, catch up, quickly wrap up. So I talked about from the three aspects that I just shared, right? And in the R&D, in all those aspects, it's no longer optional. If you don't embrace it, you will be left behind, right? And it's very important driver in research and development, diagnostic, commercialization, and other aspects of this whole value chain. So it's not, from the investment point of view, it's not only creating a new market, but it is also represent entirely new model for value creation. And also, of course, we acknowledge the risks and the hard truth, but I think the good news is regulators, the industry players, and even ordinary people are all embracing this and making positive changes. So I have every single reason to believe that the future is now, it's today. Thank you very much.